Hello, Faye. Can you hear me?
I can't.
Excellent, thank you.
Sorry, I have two computers going. I was trying to figure out which voice was coming from which computer, so. Melissa? Hi, I think you probably want to be in the special meeting first. This is the executive session that you're in. Same for you, Bill. It's the first link of those two that I sent you.
Thanks, Faye.
Certainly.
Faye, I hear a noise on my side.
Hi, Faye. Looks like Yolanda has a question. Did you instruct her to go into this meeting or just go straight into executive session?
I'm not, is she with the
She's
search
with
firm?
Baker Tilly. She's trying to get in.
Yeah, is that a? That's
I
up
can
to
bring
you
her
guys.
in. She's in here. I just didn't know.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Yolanda.
Good morning.
We'll give it one more minute and then we'll open the meeting. Okay, good morning. It is February 27th, 10 a.m. And this is a special meeting. My name is Barb Noseworthy. I'm the mayor. And can we have a roll call, please?
Councilor Baxter,
Present.
Councilor Bosmans,
Present.
Councilor Buell,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Youssef,
Here.
and Mayor Noseworthy.
Present. Also in attendance are Bill Tuthill, our interim city attorney, Jose Madrigal, city manager, and Yolanda Housey. Is that correct pronunciation, Yolanda? Thank you. Our consultant with Baker Tilly. We are here, let me just get my glasses on, for a discussion and possible action concerning a motion to convene an executive session to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators pursuant to CRS 246402-4E, discussion and consideration of positions and strategy regarding proposals received for provision of city attorney services. Is there a motion to go
Actually,
into?
Mayor, I'm going to
Oh.
interrupt if I can.
Please.
I think that in addition to potentially negotiating, you are going into executive session for purposes of conducting, discussing personnel matters, which is a permissible purpose of executive session. Sorry, there must have been a mix-up with us and the clerk on this. pursuant to section 24-6-402, paren 4D F, to discuss personnel matters concerning the applications for the position of city attorney.
So, Bill, we'll need your advice on this. We agendized it without the added information that you just
Somehow-
provided.
I must have missed that on Friday. Could you read me what the agenda said again?
Yes, the agenda that I have, unless somebody has something different. Discussion and possible action concerning a motion to convene an executive session to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024E, discussion and consideration of positions and strategy regarding proposals received for provision of city attorney services.
All right, I think you have appropriately noticed the special meeting, as long as you identify all of the reasons that you might go into executive session to include subsection F of that same provision. I think that you can discuss personnel matters as well as negotiations, because I anticipate that eventually whoever you extend an offer to the city attorney will be subject to negotiations as well. And you have identified this as a city attorney matter. So as long as your motion contains the appropriate references to both of those sections, I think you may properly go into executive session today.
Thank you. Is there
I think I might have that, Barbara. We'll try it. anyway.
wonderful?
Okay, I move that we convene an executive session to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators pursuant to CRS 24-6-402-4E, discussion and consideration of positions and strategy regarding proposals received for provision of city attorney services, as well as CRS 24-6-4024D and F, discussing personnel matters related to applications for the position of city attorney.
That would just be F.
F, excuse me, we'll get D out of there.
D is specialized security items.
Okay, so it's 4E and F. That's my
Correct.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? May we have the vote, please?
Counselor Buell,
Yes.
Counselor Baxter,
Yes.
Counselor Bosman's,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Youssef,
Yes.
and Mayor Noseworthy.
Yes. Thank you. We will now go into executive session.
I will be right back.
So this is the host. We have someone in the attendee list named Edward. Is that someone I need to bring in?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Will do. Thank you.
Is Edward in? Do we have him?
I've sent him a promotion. I think he has to accept it. There he goes.
And Melissa and Kim, do we have you here? Good. I see Kim and I see Melissa. Thank you all. Okay. The time is now 10:28 and the executive session has been concluded. The participants in the executive session were Jose Madrigal, Bill Tuthill, Olivier Bosmans, Jessica Buell, Yolanda Housey, Kim Baxter, Melissa Youssef. Edward, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on your last name.
Williams.
Edward Williams, thank you. With Faye Harmer serving as the host. For the record, council met in executive session for discussion and possible action concerning a motion to convene an executive session to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators pursuant to CRS 24640224E, discussion and consideration of positions and strategy regarding proposals received for the provision of city attorney services and personnel matters related as pursuant to CRS 24640224F. For the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meetings law, I would ask that you state your concerns for the record. Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is an action item about discussion and possible direction to set a city council special meeting on March 15th and 16th to interview potential candidates for the position of city attorney. Is there support for setting a special meeting on those 2 days?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And I support it as well. So before we close, I'd like to thank our consultants for the work that they've done thus far. We look forward to progressing to the next stage. The dates will be the 15th and 16th, and we'll be in touch with the council members regarding those times, and I will coordinate with Yolanda on setting up those meetings and keep everyone apprised of next actions. So on that note, I thank you all for doing the work leading up to this stage, both the consultants and the counselors. So with that, I'll close this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.